This is like the basics. We're gonna put in the structure. So the little icon that I always draw is, or that I've gotten, I draw the, like, I draw this, the brain cavity. Brain cavity, it's a little egg. Oh my gosh, such a loving class. Okay, listen.
Yes, brain cavity.
Brain cavity. So when it turns at you, it's a circle, and then you have the face. You have the mask of the face hangs off the brain cavity. So what I do is put, like the jawbone in, and then I start building my head. The eyes are halfway. And in here, we're gonna get to that. And then when it's straight at you, the mask of the face hangs off, divided into half, thirds. The nose is halfway down, the mouth is halfway down from there. So then you can put in your eyes. Even, and then the nose is this big hole. You get to where you just know the structure of that. I'm gonna do it bigger too. But this is like the little icon that I will put in for a head. Then you can put your neck in, you kind of learn how to do the lungs, the arch of the back, the tummy, the hips, and you work your way down. Those little wooden dolls that you see in the art stores, you should draw those till you have it memorized. You should memorize. That holds like the basic symmetry of the body and those things. Wait, whoa. I feel like there's dissension in the drawing class. Right, well. So this time we're gonna take a skull and you're gonna turn it black or white. And I wanna start off because we're gonna start moving into portraiture. So what I usually do with any of these skulls is start off with a circle and try to get myself set on it. So I want you to use a different pencil, your red pencil or just regular pencil. Typically divide the skull in half. I think this is what throws everybody is the eyes usually come, and I draw like a curved line every time I draw something on the skull. There's no straight lines on any of this. And I think the boxes were like driving you guys crazy. It's like straight lines, vanishing points. You still have, your horizon line, all that kind of stuff, but everything's straight line. So halfway down, the eyes, and then between the chin and here, halfway, there's the bottom of the nose. So you get the nose cavity, and then halfway between that, between the bottom of the nose and here, usually runs the teeth. And then you divide into quarters. So halfway between here and here usually runs the eyes, and you run a perceptual grid down from there. Anybody done portraiture before where you have this structure? We all have it. We're all our faces. We're going in and out of the hospital yesterday with, visiting a friend, and they're scanning me, and it's like, my wife's like, they have all our faces. Between Facebook and all the whatever, our faces are online. They have us identified from your face. Your face becomes your thumbprint for the world. Great. So, get into paranoia. But this is when you look at like a facial recognition, it'll throw a bazillion more little structural things on there to just show the minute differences between us. So anyway, there's no eyes, And everybody's done pretty good. I don't see too many round eyes. I don't see anybody putting in an eyeball where there's no eyeball. Same with this. So I'm wanting you to rough out, like when you learn how to draw the human skull, it really helps with the portraiture, and we'll get to that. So at this point, we're just going into finding where everything is. And you see how my hand floats around fast and start moving. Get the teeth in, you get the cheek, you have this cheekbone you can see visibly, doesn't have any skin over it. And I think this is definitely like one of the things about learning to draw skulls is that you learn to see the subsurface under the skin. Same with having a nude model. We're going to be doing gesture drawing Monday. So I think I have a model. I believe I have a model coming in. I have one signed up, so we'll be doing gesture drawing Monday. So bringing newsprint and charcoal. So it's going to be fast and furious. That'll be like drawing the whole class. That'll just be practicing what I'm doing right here. The gestural drawing and getting in your structure. And I found with especially human skulls, that you're drawing one side of it and then drawing the other side separately, and then it gets all wonky. Right? And it's really important to do any of your drawings from observation. You move around and keep building it up. So once you get to this point, I want you to do black or white. I want you to build out, oh man, it's really frustrating with the charcoal. Hard one. Use charcoal. See if this will work. Oh, there we go. Okay, so vine charcoal will probably work better for this. Charcoal not working. So I'm wanting to put in black or white. So if you're like a graphic designer or want to be, graphic designers love starchy black or white images because you can change the size of it down to a business card and you can still tell what it is. A lot of y'all are already kind of doing black or white drawing, so this is just pushing it to the more extreme. So I look at each shadow and I draw it in its abstraction. I'm not trying to put in a form, I'm just trying to copy the shape that I see. So here's the nose. The nose is going to be like the dominant thing. And I want to try, I'm not going to just make it all black. I'm not going to just fill this in black. So now I start looking for little highlights that are inside it. The little sinus cavities, and try to make those so it gives a little more interest to the black or white drawing. Also, pro tip, start from this side and work across this side so your hand doesn't come onto the drawing and mess it up. Anytime I'm doing this, I'm risking putting my hand down on the charcoal. This is perfect for the Halloween. We're coming into October. I walked into Michael's yesterday. It's just flooded with Halloween. Holy cow. It's no longer a craft store. It's just a Halloween store. It's always. So I know where my teeth are. See, I have my red line. So this is, when you do the teeth, don't circle them. Don't make a circle. Draw the top. So how I can see. You can tell whoever had this skull, they had a pretty good dental plan, has most of its teeth. Oh man, I'm watching a, okay, yeah. We're watching a British show. Watching a British show, and like whenever they need to go to the doctor, they just go to the doctor. It's like, that's so weird. And nobody lost their house going to the doctor. You didn't have to give up your car because you went to the doctor. Okay. Amazing. So you see how I'm not closing the line between the teeth? I'm just drawing like where the teeth would meet and not closing the space. Just leaving the dark shadow. And still, you know, this skeleton looked like they had a good dental plan, so I'm putting in all the teeth. Yeah, the circles draw attention to it more, you know, and it's like when you look back over it, it draws too much attention to try to close in. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'll come across the bottom and just where I see a tooth, I'll just kind of like bring it up, but not close the space. And these are and a little bit more shadow. So I want to turn the shadow black or white. Right? Does that help with the confusion on teeth? If it, you know, when you're making a circle to show the teeth, this just draws too much attention to it. You know, as opposed to putting a shadow on top and a shadow on bottom for each tooth and not close the space. It allows the viewer to close the space. You close the space in your mind. Pro tip. Okay, so now you got the little chin, and you got the shadow. And notice how every time I'm drawing this line, like I made 3 observations. So the mantra is draw a line, make an observation, draw a line, make an observation. Just let that run through your head. Don't start crafting this. Don't stop looking at it and draw a sugar skull. Draw, you know, if you just drew this from memory, it's going to look like a sugar skull. And you know, while it is legitimate Day of the Dead, it's a sugar skull. It's not observational. The what? Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Would he be allowed to draw it?
No. Don't draw a sugar skull. You can do that for your. Okay, so now I'm trying to draw, this becomes an exercise of just trying to draw I'm trying to draw the abstract shape of the shadows, and I'm just copying that down. Okay. I have executively, but the roots and all the blades. So I think I don't have any executively. Anybody? Brand new, thank you. Okay, so these are too sharp. This is where it helps to whittle. So I push with my thumb, and I guide with my right hand, and because a lot of times these soft charcoal pencils don't go through sharpeners at all. That's why I like those that's why I like these charcoal pencils that you peel, because you don't have to go through this. But I haven't dropped it. I carry it in a box. If you carry this in your pocket, it'll never sharpen again. It breaks the charcoal all the way along the interior of it. You're sharpening and it keeps falling out. It's like, okay, I've dropped it too many times, so then I'm back to this. Thank you very much. No blood on it. Okay, so does everybody see what I'm doing here? How I think I might turn it. I'll give you a. So now. See how I'm trying to just copy the shape of the shadow. I just want to put in enough of a line to describe the space. So this is brightly lit. So a simple line that comes around. The next thing is the next thing to really do is to observe the shadow, and that puts it on the ground. Any questions so far? I wonder if does everybody have their pastels? No, yes, maybe? So I want us to do a couple of these, but I was thinking that if you came along with the mid-tone and did the same thing, made it starchy. And the thing I'm looking for, the result I'm looking for from you is to distinguish lights and darks. Find your starchy darks, and then separate out and find your midtones. That would be, first I want to see how you guys do with your black or white drawing, but this would give you, that's one of the things I like about having the gray tone pastels is you can see see where the midtones go. Does that step it up too much for everybody, or you think you can figure it out, taking it to the next step with a midtone to a lighter pastel? First I want to see the black and white, see how you do with that, and then come back and put your midtones in. You're training your eye to see this. This works across your computers when you start taking pictures. This becomes how you need to think and see. Yeah, and you're up against the computer that is starting to think for you. It's just a little scary. I've always said, the computer doesn't think, but I've seen some of the AI stuff, and it's you're gonna have to up your game as an artist. There's a lot of gaps being filled in that used to be small jobs for artists, and now the computer handles a lot of it. Yeah.